The moon is in gate 27 in the constellation of Taurus. So that means we're harvesting natural human energies, respectively, to the in correspondence to how the human's water body kind of holds different energies. The miraculous machine of the human is misunderstood and underrated. We're just using a human just casually, right? We don't know like how it got put together, respectively, and we don't know what it's capable of, respectively. Shout out to the predecessors. So within saying that, we're newly understanding, where the sun and the moon and Venus is in, because Venus is that like it's that low key rudimentary kind of like start in like how we grow from youth to adult, right? We need that Venus quality, that sacral quality. And another side note that I wanted to just kind of go straight to was that there's a fine line between how someone could have carelessness, like they don't care about anything, and then aside from that line of not caring, there could be we could step into some type of altruism, right? Some type of care for humanity. And as we're caring for humanity, as we grow up, of course, we have different approaches on how we try to find our own purpose and how we want to like contribute to humanity. Because low key, everybody wants to contribute to humanity. Things have just been distorted in such a way where there's ignorance toppled over, natural methodologies, respectively. And more, as that ignorance builds up, the natural way gets lost. So since the natural way gets lost, we're acting in the mode of the natural way, since the natural way gets lost, we're acting out of the mode, not with the natural way. And then that could be, in human design, you hear certain things, certain terms they coined, the not self. Well, obviously we're going to process that not self differently, right? And I just swiftly explained what the not self is. It's the natural way that's been lost, and we're acting out of ignorance and quote unquote distortion, end quote, right? Things that are mixed up out of order with the natural way, right? So within saying all of that stuff, the moon is in a certain rising, and it's in a certain cycle and transit where it's accumulating and building up human natural energies, neutrally saying that, and it has its own cycles of rising and declining, and it's aspecting other planets for it to have a unique human natural energy, quote unquote whirlpool, end quote, the moon technology, right? And hopefully I could do a different like structured ceremony reading where I like go through like from new moon to full moon, like what the background energies are kind of doing. I see like the houses of it, and then I see the unique structure of it, right? And I've already like kind of done it in the past, so that's why I'm like quote unquote energetically confident, end quote, to share it, because it's already been like open sourced for like the predecessor. It's me aligning with the predecessors they've given to me. I want to give back to the predecessors. That's why. That's my how, or that's my reasoning. Not necessarily how, but that's my reasoning. So within the moon being in the gate 27 in Taurus, the moon in Taurus, that's speaking to me particularly in such a way that let me check the time, 8:51. That there's a fine line between how people have carelessness and altruism for ourselves, our inner child, right? Our inner child, just like there's just some children that are just doing their thing, that there's an innocence in the children where they don't care, but they still want to be a part of the community. So they need, quote unquote, natural leaders, end quote, from a natural human design perspective, most respectively, because obviously people are just gonna come from their ignorance and distortion respectively. And that's funny that I defined it in such a clear way, but because obviously, like, you know, the quote unquote experts could be like, they could have some, like, you know, inaccurate criticisms. Isn't that strange? But pretty much the moon in gate 27 in Taurus is what's speaking to me is we're our energy is being, like, you know, unconsciously, because we don't necessarily know what the moon's doing within this alignment. We're unconsciously responding to how we have a carelessness and an altruism as we go through life, and the sun in Scorpio is developing our characters of extreme transformation and extreme, like, just death processes respectively. So as the character is being, you know, the sun is kind of like, you know, developing its character off of that transit, then we could also see. What's up, guys? Am I doing anything wrong or no?
Yeah, you can't be in here.
Okay, I can't be in here?
I recommend you.
Yeah. I got it. I will do that, guys. Okay, got it, guys. Thank you, guys. For sure. That's cool. No problem, guys. Target. Yeah, shout out to Target. Shout out to Target. So, let me see. The batteries right there, 18%. So the sun and the moon, it's like the moon is doing its thing in Taurus. We're responding to natural human energies in Taurus. You know, seeing how we're getting nourished on a high activity way, because the moon's energy is charged and it's accumulating in Taurus. So we're getting nourishment generally in a high charge activity way at this time, unconsciously, while developing our raw character of extreme transformation, Sun, Scorpio, and then Venus. So I'm just talking about Sun, Moon, and Venus. That's it. I don't want to get too all over the place. It's like, hey guys. It's like, yo, we made it, guys. We made it. We made it, guys. But anyways, not to get too all over the place, and I kind of just revealed my Hey, what's going on, boss? Okay, so like, it's good not to get, like, too overwhelming, right? It's good to just kind of keep it simple. So since I'm just talking about the moon and the sun and Venus, we could kind of ground it more easily, because I'm not going, like, hey, what's up, boss? How you doing, boss? So I'm not going too, like, I'm not overreaching my bounds. So that's my energy. That's why I feel, quote unquote, comfortable, unquote, because I know that I'm not overreaching my bounds, you know? But other people do that within their unconscious self or distorted self, and then they get their own whiplash and backlash, obviously. So this is just some basic energetic shit. So within saying all of this shit, Venus is kind of like, you know, grounding. Venus is like a mechanism to, like, ground, you know, the kind of just to, like, ground, like, you know, the youthful development most respectively, and from that youthful development, from how they react, that's like the proxy Venus. The proxy Venus is they're reacting, and their reactions, they have to kind of, like, just reap the effect of what they cause, because all the planets also have a proxy effect, because we're using these energy mechanisms, and from those energy mechanisms there's a reaction, and from those reactions we have to kind of take a unique responsibility from that shit. So Venus is in Capricorn, gate 10. Gate 10 is the esoteric fighter. So Venus, we're harvesting the Venus energies, or the Venus energies are being harvesting the energies of Capricorn, the esoteric fighter, right? So Capricorn is the esoteric fighter according to human design, and the esoteric fighter, we're getting jazzed, or we're kind of like we're kind of like getting our own like because Venus is also satisfaction. So we're getting our own satisfaction, our inner satisfaction of how we could respond to, like, the esoteric, you know, and it's not fighting in a context of, like, physical fighting. I think it's fighting in, like, it's like a spiritual fight, right? It's like fighting for what you believe in. So Venus in gate 10 in Capricorn, it's like we could be satisfied if we know this shit we could be satisfied to see like we could be satisfied to if we fight for what we believe in, we could reach satisfaction. So I'm gonna end it right there, because and don't overreach your bounds, obviously. So thank you very much. You have a great day.